But no, it is time for fanfic contempt theater, where of course, obviously, we cover over the worst English written by people
speaking
who
of
typically are English.
Speaking of incomprehensible English, the thing that hello.
Mm.
Not actually what I was intending, but excellent segue. The thing that I actually linked, the Familiar of Zero Battletech,
Yeah.
it was actually okay. It's just the writer says it very clearly that he is translating the story into English. So there's a lot of stuff where it's like, this is not correct English, and it annoys me because it makes for very poor reading.
Right.
But the story in and of itself is fine. And as a matter of fact, the Battletech cadet who gets summoned with his battle mech, one of the first things he says is, I have got to keep up my exercise because eventually at some point I am going to be just a dude. This battle mech is going to break down because I cannot service it.
Fair enough.
And I was like, great.
Fair.
I'm sure at some point they'll figure out how to keep it serviced with magic, but still, I'm like, see? Good writing. It's a logical thing. Sure, the dude who gets summoned with a battle tech can absolutely wreck the face of every country in the world for 2 years, maybe.
Well, I mean,
before he's on the battlefield, it
really depends if we're talking about like an Ajax here versus a King Crab.
Well, no. Yeah. He gets summoned in a light battle mech.
Ooh.
I don't know, but I think he run out of ammunition way before he runs out of anything else, honestly.
Nah, battle techs have some battle mechs have lasers. So.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, fair enough. Well,
especially the lighter ones.
Like
fusion reactors.
Ah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, that makes sense. Carry on then.
Also, it is completely realistic in the BattleTech universe to just be like, yes, we have uncovered this fucking city from a giant mound of rock, and all of these functioning battle mechs are still here.
Okay, to be fair, Sneaky, they're usually in a warehouse, but
you understand my point, though, right?
Yes.
Where it's just like, oh yes, they have gone literally centuries without maintenance. Sitting there, obviously, but centuries without maintenance, and they're fully functional. Just gotta turn the ignition.
I was gonna say, there are so many times in the BattleTech universe when somebody finds, somebody goes on a last-ditch effort of, I have to save my family, my lineage, my homeworld, whatever it is, right? I have to save them, and I've heard about this cache of lost tech battle mechs, and they get there, and they're just standing in rows, and it's like, great. It's like, the enemies found us! Quick, get in the functional battle mechs that have been here for like 5 centuries and turn the key so we can turn around and stop their shit. And it works.
God, the BattleTech mech universe is so silly. But yeah, anyway, so this is Fanfiction Contempt Theater. 9003, episode 55. And I can actually shout now again. I can actually... I know I was doing that previously, but my windows are now closed because my portable AC has finally come in. It only cost me a lot of money. But on the bright side, it's gonna hit like freaking 90 soon up here.
Yeah, so you'll have made a good investment.
I have made an investment.
And it is a good one.
Meanwhile, my headset broke and my keyboard broke. So I have to replace those two.
I know the feeling, Sneaky.
It took 3 years, but they finally broke.
Well, no, let's be clear, by the way, Sneaky is not gentle on technology.
No! That's not even intentional either. I can't tell you. There's a reason why I moved to wireless headsets too, because Max can tell you how often you would hear me getting out of my seat and then suddenly, because I forgot to take the headset off. I would fucking trip or pull it out or.
I mean,
that would happen often during the late night writing sessions.
Alright, I'm going to bed.
I need to get a drink.
I think my favorite part about like someone getting their headset yanked off, that everybody makes roughly the same sound. Like, it's a very identifiable sound. They forgot to take their headset off, and it just got violently removed.
Pretty much. Oh god. Anyway, so let's start on a let's start tonight on a very upbeat note, right? Nothing says upbeat
Wait,
like
is it upbeat enough that we're just not going to do the show and gonna go play Dota?
No, that's silly. No, we're gonna do Shield Hero story. A Demon
Oh, God.
Lord Shield Hero
Hey,
story.
wait, Sneaky, before we get started on this, I have to know, are there any decent crossovers with Balthazar Gelt? Anywhere. Anywhere.
No, not at all. Zero.
But he's supreme! How can you people mess up Balthazar Gelt? He's a really easy character. What does he want? The lore of gold magic. When does he want it? Right now, preferably with a pile of people turned into gold.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, so today's story is going to be... Button click. So, this should say something about myself, is I have a backup keyboard. This backup keyboard was made in 1992 by Dell.
You're working with a PS2 keyboard?
Yes.
Oh!
I'm amazed. Yeah, you know what?
Wait,
in all honesty,
why do you
it's
have
amazing.
the adapter for that?
Because the motherboard still has it.
Yeah, I was about to say a number of motherboards still have PS2
Yeah.
inputs.
So,
Yeah,
it is very nice, especially when you accidentally uninstall all USB drivers from your computer.
Oh yeah, Windows does.
Yeah.
I forgot that Windows does that when you plug in a PS2 keyboard for some reason.
No, I did that accidentally when I was removing the Steel Series drivers from their previous engine.
Oh
And
no, Sneaky! I never told you about this. Part of the reason I was out of commission on gaming is because I had to make use of a PS2 keyboard for a while. That I just happen to still have. Because when I plugged it in, Windows 7 decided, you know what, I'm just going to uninstall all USB drivers for you for keyboard-related activity. It's like, why? And so it took a while, and eventually, after enough Googling, I'm like, wait, it just removes it? What the fuck, Windows 7? This is the weirdest problem I've ever had with Windows 7.
I've never had that problem, but no. What ended up happening was back in 2014. It was. I remember because it was the summertime. I had accidentally deleted all USB drivers from my computer. And I was like, my mouse uses USB. My keyboard uses USB. I have no functional means of controlling my computer anymore.
Very smart.
And then I looked at the back and I was like, hold on a second. I recognize that port. That's a PS2 keyboard port. So I went down to my local reuse, recycle, donation place. And I found a PS2 keyboard from 1992 for $3. And I was like, all the keys work, it plugs in, none of the pins are bent, the wire is solid. Sold! So now, whenever I fuck up my keyboard, which happens at least every 3 or so years apparently, I just have this until I buy a new keyboard.
Whenever that happens.
And Andros, the whole point of having a PS2 keyboard is for when the USB does not work. Having a USB to PS2 adapter doesn't help if you don't have USB.
No, it's a USB to PS2, so you plug your USB keyboard into it, and it should theoretically go to the PS2. Adapters are usually X to Y means you input X to output Y. Usually. Some sellers are just stupid.
Yeah, by the way, so I was saying,
unless you're talking USB-C, in which case it doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, well, USB-C has never given a shit.
I know, it's great.
I would say my version of that story was I once accidentally deleted, and to this day I don't understand how, deleted all the network drivers. All of them.
What?
I don't know what I did, but one day I was on my gaming computer, and I could not for the life of me get onto the internet. I had no idea what was happening. And it took like 7 hours of Googling until I found a thread that it was like, check here to see if your network drivers are still there. Because they might, in this case, someone had theirs corrupted, so they weren't useful. In my case, they were just missing.
Good.
Yeah.
And I was like,
amazing.
what? How? So I had to go to somebody else's house, get a USB drive, get the drivers, come back to my house, and then install them. And the first thing I did was call them. And this was years ago, so Skype was still the program everybody used to talk to each other.
Sure.
And I called them on Skype, and I was like, I fixed it! Thanks! And they're like, just tell me how you did it. I was like, I can't. I have no idea. Still don't to this day.
Don't know what I did, but it worked. Yeah, Sneaky, by the way, I'm just looking
Coding
at
in a nutshell.
USB Type A female to a PS2 male adapter. So yes, that is likely the adapter he's referring to. Adapters are so fun because I love adapters because it's literally just, well, it's just one wire to another. The only time it gets complicated is when, oh, this USB wire has like 3 times the amount of wires in it compared to this other type of wire. How do I fix the input problem there at that? That's usually the question at that point.
I actually, funnily enough, one of my classes in college was creating homemade crossover wires. So Ethernet to oh shit! What? It was Ethernet to peer-to-peer connection. So because peer-to-peer is a separate port on industrial routing, and so you need to make a Ethernet cable to plug into your computer, which is a certain wire arrangement, but then the peer-to-peer port on the industrial stuff is a different wire arrangement with the same wires. So you have to make it yourself. And then remember which side is which side. But, in other news, about 500 feet of Ethernet 5 wire, if you ever feel like making your own cord, is about $3. So
yeah, doing like the RJ45 jacks is pretty easy, honestly. You just need to have decent color vision.
Patience, color vision.
Yeah, patience. Fuck ton of patience. Jesus
tweezers.
Christ. Fiddly little bastards.
Not having thumbs and fingers the size of fucking sausages usually helps as well.
Yeah, definitely does.
So basically the opposite of me.
Yeah.
So I had none of those.
A good team there, I think.
Just get good at finagling small, delicate parts, Snaky.
Or you can do what I did.
Model kits.
And just keep
on some
trying.
model kits. That'll help.
Just remember, it's basically free, so you can fuck up as much as you want.
Essentially, yeah.
But anyway, so this here is the story we're going to be covering. Hopefully pretty quickly, because it's not too bad. In lengthwise, not story-wise. It's a terrible story. So I didn't want to get anyone's hopes up here.
I mean, I can see the scroll bar. It's gonna be a while.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be skipping through a lot of it though.
Yeah, thank fuck for
now, of course, as always, the
Fourth
links
shot,
are in the Discord if you wish to follow along yourself. And I am required by Twitch to make sure everyone is reminded to not contact the author because they think that's harassment.
Just to fuck with you.
I mean, I told you not to do it, so I really can't be held responsible if you do it.
We're explicitly telling you not to. We don't actually have the power to stop you, but we do have the power to tell you not to fucking do it and that it's definitely not our idea, damn it.
Yes, indeed. Alright, so let's remove that timetable and get started. So this is The Demon Lord of the Shield by Overlord Draco Lucifer.
Hey! I knew we had to get a name like that.
Ever feel like you were born into the wrong world?
No.
Why does this
Wait.
story start off sounding
Wait.
like a used car salesman?
Didn't
No Game No Life
we
did
cover
that.
this one? We
Yeah.
definitely covered Draco Lucifer at least, but haven't we
We've
covered
covered this
story?
guy's stuff. No, wait a minute. I think we have.
Did we cover it?
Because you let it. I'm pretty sure last time you let in with a used car salesman joke as well.
Oh fuck! Did we?
Yeah.
Sneaky,
we
Sneaky. You've become
We want
recursive.
to-
Wait, hang on. Does the name Damien Abyss ring a bell with anyone?
Oh fuck!
Oh.
Yes, God!
Oh no.
Damn it!
Da.
I was like, wait, this sounds familiar. The icon
Yeah.
looks familiar too.
Yeah. Same,
No,
actually.
no,
We
that's
did
right.
it.
Reading
Stick
this,
with me.
no, we were reading this, and we just fucking shit so much brick about it that we just moved on and never actually read it. So I forgot to add it to the covered fix section.
Makes sense.
All right, so fuck that story. That story's shit.
Yay.
Okay,
Oh,
all right.
boy.
Let's see. Instead, we're
Come on.
gonna get.
Give me the hard
The prototype. Not prototype. The Parasite knockoff. Yeah, let's do this.
You know, I haven't
Oh,
even
no.
seen. In fact, I'm annoyed enough about this because I haven't seen Parasite and I want to, and I'm worried this is going to ruin it for me.
So everyone is aware of Parasite, right?
Yeah.
That was one single person. Everyone else is aware of Parasite, right?
It's the thing with
Peripherally.
the person in a hand or whatever.
Yes, the
Yeah.
alien worm species is invading Earth, and they take over people's bodies by crawling into their brain through their ear and converting the head into their new body, thereby taking over the body. And this guy, he was either dying or something happened that made the worm enter his hand and get stuck. No, that's what it was. It entered his hand and tried to crawl up to it. It got spotted early, entered his hand and tried to crawl up to his head to take it over. But he put a fucking tourniquet on his arm and basically threatened it into taking over only his arm. And so then, because it was now part of his body, and because an arm cannot survive without the rest of the body, the parasite now had to make sure that the rest of him survived. Versus all of his fellow brethren who would want to kill him. Because, well,
He's a traitor.
he's not one of them, and he knows about their plans. So this is, a really shitty knockoff of it. It's not.
Probably lying to you and trying to hide a mental deficiency.
It's not even
Yeah,
being
I'm aware,
subtle.
I'm aware.
It
I know you
it's
have it, I
literally
played,
using the art and just
Yeah.
pasting it onto an embarrassed John. Have we done Ruby one shots?
I mean, we've done Ruby shots, if that's what you're asking.
I'm gonna do one Ruby shot right now.
Oh, I'm definitely doing some Ruby shots.
Technically speaking, 98% or so of the fakes covered might as well be one shots because we don't go past chapter 1.
Yeah, 99%. Yeah.
Mostly
has somebody
because
Any famous examples? I mean, for the most famous example possible, Tenchi, we actually had Mothballs on here, and we read his Naruto Ruby crossover, in which he had 13,000 favorites on.
So, I went
yeah,
to see if somebody
popular
had
ones.
actually made a Ruby shot, right?
Yes, the answer is yes.
I'm sure they have. I haven't found it, but what I did find was suggested images, and it's just Pyrrha taking it right in the chest.
Excellent. Thank you, Google search.
Just,
Once again, you...
Did you mean American skincare?
Did you mean American skincare?
Man, that one will forever live on in infamy.
It was the worst possible correction Google could have made.
My favorite part about
but
that entire thing was it wasn't us. Sneaky had legitimately no control over that.
Yeah.
He didn't know that's what was going to show up.
Yeah, like it's not like when Nose comes on and says I'm not racist and then proceeds to make an aggressively racist statement.
Yes.
Or when Sneaky's offensive, or when he lets Arn be offensive.
all
Yes,
the time, in other
Those
words.
are two. You go ahead, continue. Yeah, no, it's gonna be a wild ride, but anyway, so yeah, we've covered some famous shit on here before, with some famous people. Fucking hell, we even had Fates Gamble, Lupine Horror on here. Harry Potter section, anyone? Christ.
Please, no.
Yeah.
Hey, somehow his fucking story is like one of the most favorited ones in that section. I don't fucking comprehend. No comprehende, señor.
It's honestly, I don't even know, dude. I can't even find out the meme to say about it.
Yeah. No, but in all seriousness, though, we did do Ruby Shots before. Remember when we started watching those new episodes, and I said I was gonna drink every single time?
Well, no, let's be clear. You did shots.
Yes, I did shots. I said I was gonna drink every time something happened. I forget what I was gonna drink about, but it was something really stupid, and I was fucking
and it was
smashed.
Like, by the third episode, you said to us, guys, I have to stop.
I was fucking beyond smashed by the end of that.
It was actually funny to listen to him get aggressively drunk in the first. I would say it was the first half hour max, and then
You mean season 1?
No,
the new episodes.
Oh right.
It was like season 4 or 5.
No, I think it was season.
It was
5 or 6.
Probably it was 5 or 6 because 5 and 6 were where it's like, all right, cool. Even the person with low standards has to tap out now.
Yeah. No, but I remember. It would have been season 6 because that was the one with the robot, right? And Hard Light Dust, because I remember.
Yes, that was.
Yeah,
season
you're
six,
watching the whole thing.
Fucking Hard Light Dust.
No. Sneaky got aggressively drunk at the beginning, sobered up most of the way through, and then we hit the robot with the Hard Light Dust, and he went immediately back to drunk.
Yeah, he's getting drunk. Meanwhile, you and I are bitching like, this is such a shitty design. There is no inspiration from anything here.
Oh God!
It's just cylinders. It's cylinders and a saucer.
As mech fans, we were aggressively offended by it. Oh, I remember now. I remember because I said it looks like the fucking Titan's tower got off the island.
Oh my God, it was so bad.
Yeah, because season 5 was the one where it's like every single episode was they almost had it and then they fucked up in the last like 8 minutes every time.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. Let us devote an entire season to building up to the climax fight, and then not fucking show the climax fight. Oh!
Yep.
Oh God, I hate it.
And then the idea of we upgraded John's sword. What do you mean? Now it's a bigger sword. Okay, I don't think you're understanding how this should go.
Also, we melted down all of Pyrrha's valuable artifacts and just fucking.
It's now gold lining for the shield.
Oh my God.
I'll say this. Sean's armor redesign wasn't half bad for season 4.
But that hair though!
Okay, that was season 7. Yeah, that was season 7. Oh, God, that was season 7. But like, going into volume 4, the redesigns actually were really decent. And then they jumped off the cliff when they decided to do the season 6 redesigns.
Oh my God, the fucking they were so bad! Oh!
I'm glad I never went that far.
We couldn't even get through the fucking intro together. We were like pausing like every second in the intro because we were just, it's like the intro video to the new season 7. I think they're on 8 now or something. But the intro video that they plays before every episode, we couldn't even get through that because of everything they fucking introduced in that. We were just reeing about, right? Oh god, it was so fucking bad.
I will be back in a moment. We can bitch more about dumb shit. Of course, you do that pretty well without me being here.
I have run out of vodka in this bottle. I'm gonna go grab some whiskey. Okay, let's go.
Wahoo! Mamma mia!
I have run out of vodka. Russian minutes before invading neighbors. Alternatively, sneaky before losing his mind. False. I did not invade my neighbors, and I did not lose my mind. I simply acquired more alcohol.
As one should, of course.
Anyway, so this is John's grim hand. Couldn't even go out of his way to capitalize hand. So, hold on. John was on his way towards Vale to enter Beacon when a unique variant of possession-type Grim tries to possess him. Fortunately, the possession failed, but now he is stuck with an intelligent, talking Grim in his right arm. He could still be a huntsman, right?
No.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really curious as to how they're going to prevent this possession from taking place, because John doesn't have aura, first off, so he's inherently slower and weaker. And he also has no means of fighting against... Like, if he had aura already, and it was like, oh, John's flaring his aura, and he's preventing it from creeping further up his arm or something, I could be like, oh, okay, that's dumb, but fine. He doesn't have aura. He doesn't have strength. He doesn't have speed, endurance, he doesn't have any. All of his stats are at fucking 1. Because, for some reason, Canon John has so much wrong with him. So, I'm not... It's got 1,000 favorites. Oh.
How?
I mean, fortunately for us, this story stopped updating only 2 books in, and back 2 years ago. So, I'm 50-50 on how I feel about this. It still has 1,000 favorites, though. Prologue. It happened one night. John Ark had left his home in order to enter Beacon and realize his dream, becoming a huntsman. Because, against all odds, the transcripts he had asked to be forged had been accepted by the headmaster. Against all odds, against all odds. So you went and spent a shit ton of money on forged transcripts you didn't even think would work?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a interesting interpretation there, author.
That's a take.
He had been walking for 2 days now. His village was in a rural area, so he had to walk a bit to reach the city of Vale. Ah, yes. A civilian. Without aura. Or combat training. Alone. On the road. For a whole week.
Interesting tactic.
Has the story started?
Yes.
How bad?
So this author has an interesting take on John. So John spent a lot of money on forged transcripts he didn't think would work. So when they did work, he decided that the best way to get to Vale was to walk there alone with a travel time of 1 week. Without aura or combat training. On the road. Alone.
The common sense lacks in this one.
That,
Yeah.
I mean, like,
you know,
don't get me
strangely
wrong.
enough, based on the way RT wrote John Initiation, that does seem like something he would do.
Yeah, I mean,
Except
yes.
for the part where Jean seems to have decent money sense enough to be like, if I don't think this has a chance of working, I'm not buying it. So I've never met someone who said, I'm spending $1,000 on this thing. Why? Well, I don't think it'll work, but fuck it. YOLO.
YOLO, yeah, basically. Fucking Christ. Alright. Okay. Oh, right.
Yeah,
Alcohol.
that's a new kind of stupidity we've seen for writing Jean.
So this is original Tennessee apple. It's got a plastic cap. Let's see how it is. That is definitely apple, all right. God damn.
Is it aggressively apple?
It is aggressively apple.
Oh boy.
Crisp and fresh. Can confirm.
Nice.
All right. It says also it's exceptionally smooth. Let's see what we got here.
I fucking heard that being poured.
Yeah, that is very smooth. I'll give him that. All right. Well played, Jack Daniels. Well played. All right. So, also, it's one of those classic, like, pretty much fits in your hand bottles easily. That, like, the alcoholics just drink straight from, like I'm doing right now. But I'm not an alcoholic because shut up.
Like that glass bottle thing?
Yeah.
It's always nice to do that.
Blah 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 blah. That night he didn't find anywhere to sleep. He didn't find anywhere to sleep. That night he didn't find anywhere to sleep.
I see.
Because of his inexperience with traveling, he didn't plan his journey and was now stuck walking outside in the night until he reaches the next town.
And now he's dead.
Or you can just go climb a tree and sleep.
As long as he doesn't have a nightmare, he shouldn't have to worry about Nevermore.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, just... Okay. The road was going along the edge of a forest to the right, while to the left spread large grasslands. John sighed, tiredly. I hate adverbs. As he continued his walk, it shouldn't be. Wait, what the fuck? What the fuck? It shouldn't be too long until he reaches the next town now, if he was reading the map correctly. Okay, that's an abrupt change of narration. Okay. Interesting. At least it wasn't raining and the night was lit by the shattered moon so he could still see decently. Suddenly, he heard a whistling somewhere to his right. He froze and stared suspiciously in the trees.
This isn't a T-Rex.
It was quiet for a moment until there was a rustling noise against leaves. Yes, leaves. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Leaves.
Of course, the leaves. How could I forget?
Animal or grim. Something was moving in there. Well, either way, you should be running. Because you don't have combat training. So you can't fight an animal or a grim. So... John, let go of the map. Why would you let go of the map? That makes no fucking sense. The author is clearly gonna have the map get lost or destroyed or something. And
Of course.
slowly drew his sword. Ah, yes. Slowly drew his sword. I mean, I guess if you're fumbling with it, you'd be drawing it slowly, but why would you slowly draw a sword? Broken Mars. And more like the sword he borrowed from his family. As the rustling from the bushes was coming closer and closer, John deployed his shield and made some more distance between him and the trees, stepping into the grasslands while keeping his eye on the bushes. Or you could just fucking move on. But why?
Just walk away.
The author has not fully elucidated yet why John is deciding to fight an unknown creature in the middle of the fucking night without any combat training. Like even John fully recognized that he was fucked the second the initiation test started, and he was like, wait, we have to go into this forest filled with Grimm, and I have to be launched from this platform? Shit. I'm gonna die. Like, even Canon John was like, whoa, hold on a second, I'm gonna die if this happens.
He only lived because of Pyrrha.
So, I'm just... The whistling came back and stopped at the edge of the forest. Dot, dot, dot. There was a moment of silence, as if even the various animals from the forest held their breath. Okay. When animals stop, so this is a little thing for people in general. If animals stop making noises, that's a bad thing. Okay?
Get the fuck out of there.
That's a bad thing. It usually means something's about to happen. And I don't mean like narratively, and I mean like, you know.
And now for predators there, a natural disaster is coming.
Yeah, like
they've been driven away or they're dead.
Something has spooked the animals, and now they're all leaving the area. Grasshoppers also, for example, stop doing that whole cricketing noise when things are nearby because they don't want to get eaten. So if everything goes silent, if there's one moment noise and then everything's silent, don't just stand there and be like, I'm ready to fight whatever comes out. That's dumb. You shouldn't do that. There's a reason why that is used in Hollywood, to denote something bad about to happen. Because something bad's about to happen. Hollywood actually got that one a little bit right, even though they do dramatize it a little bit.
A little bit.
Then something suddenly jumped out of the shadows towards John. Red eyes flashing and whistling loudly as it was flying towards him. In a panicked cry, John shut his eyes closed and raised his shield. While hilariously stupid, I will actually agree with the author. That is something someone with no combat experience would do. So, congratulations. A little clunk noise resonated. Huh? John blinked. Where was the Grim? What was that pathetic impact on his shield that didn't even faze him a little? He looked around cautiously, trying to find the answer. It was right in front of him. A little snake, struggling on the ground. It was black-skinned, had red eyes, and was so small it could fit in his hand. John released an explosive sigh of relief. Just a snake. Phew, that scared the crap out of me. Now, I will say as well, for this whole premise of there are certain Grimm out there that can possess humans. That better become a narrative aspect of the story. I would be real fucking irritated if you made that part of the story just to have John's hand possessed and that's it and you never touch it again. I mean, I'm already irritated that you're literally just straight shit ripping Parasite poorly, if I might add.
Naturally.
Not that Parasite was all that great to begin with, but you know.
True.
Still.
Definitely overhyped.
He relaxed and raised his sword to strike the damn snake. Why not just stomp on it? The moment the blade came down, the snake rolled out of the way, before suddenly jumping to his hand and biting it viciously through his leather glove. John screamed, letting go of his sword when an intense pain traveled through his arm. He fell on his ass and caught the beast with his left hand, tearing it off of his hand. The pain didn't subdue. If anything, it increased. The snake was now evaporating into black smoke in his hand, so John threw it far away and focused on his right hand as he let out a low, distressed whine of pain. And then John died promptly when a beowulf sprinted out of the forest and cut his head off. No, I'm just kidding. That's what would have happened if this was actually a story that the author had any idea about the setting of. Had it was poisonous? Was the Grim poisonous? I mean, while a legitimate question, I would be more concerned that, you know, you just threw away your sword. Now you're crying like a little bitch at night in a forest between towns. There was a big hole in his hand. Blood was leaking out abundantly. Yeah, okay, fine. John screamed again as another wave of pain spread through his arm and screamed even louder when he saw his hand started to become black. Something was digging through his arm, a little bump under his skin, slowly making its way to his shoulder. whatever it was, he knew he couldn't let it reach his body. It had already reached past the elbow. In a desperate move, he used a tourniquet by tightening a strap on the armor of his shoulder.
That sounds stupid.
That
Yeah.
literally wouldn't work because part of the strap is being rigid against the metal. Yeah, I know, with those shoulder pads,
It would have to use a very specific style.
Yeah,
That wouldn't make sense.
I just
The
really
armor-
don't feel like those shoulder pads would properly tourniquet his arm.
No, with the way those things are designed, I don't think so.
No.
I'm pretty sure the leather is attached to the ends of the shoulder pad rather than going all the way around it.
Yeah.
If it went all the way around it, maybe you could make this argument, in which case that's a lot of extra space that now suddenly exists between shoulder pad and shoulder. But
Yeah. Also, I like look. I get it, right? Okay, it's a cosmetic design. A lot of the things that Monty did for all of his characters were cosmetic inclined, specifically cosmetic inclined because Aura would serve as the armor that he needed to have them fight longer. And I get it. Monty was a choreographer, not a character design artist. Well, in this case, character design artist. I get it. He went with what seemed cool. John is one of the only people wearing non-stylized armor. And by that I mean Pyrrha's stuff is technically armor, but it's also clothing.
Chick-fil-A is delicious. What have I missed?
It's also stylized clothing. The author is poorly replicating Parasite. The premise being that John spent a shit ton of money on forged papers he didn't think would work, and then when they did work, he decided he was going to sneak out in the middle of the night to walk to Vale, which he estimated would be a week-long trip, alone, on the road, at night, with no combat training or aura.
Look, we already know John's famous for making stupid decisions.
Okay, but as I said as well, even though John makes dumb decisions, he still looked at the beacon initiation test and said, oh shit, this is going to kill me. I don't have aura or anything.
That's true.
he didn't know about aura.
He didn't know about aura.
Well,
But
yes, but the point is, he saw the what the initiation test was going to do, and was like, "I will die."
Did I miss a parachute line or something?
yeah, basically. Yeah, he was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna die. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm gonna die if this happens." And so he still recognized. He could still recognize danger. Is what I'm trying to say. He still recognized, even if he survived being launched into the forest, the fact that the forest was filled with Grimm probably was also going to get him killed.
That forest is full of murder.
So, I'm not quite sure how the author rationalized that John would be like, yeah, I'm totally going to walk to Vale for an entire week on the road alone.
Yeah.
So, I just... But anyway, so... He's now using his completely pointless shoulder pad, because, again, I don't... Shoulder pads are armor pieces that you will rarely ever see someone have. The people that you see have them typically have them because they are fully armored everywhere else. And at that point, it's just a protecting every last bit of yourself thing.
I would say, the only time I've seen an exception that I was kind of okay with someone doing was when it's like someone who's got like the full arm gauntlet and that's it, right? They're like, I will use this to take everything.
Right. And the shoulder pad in particular is supposed to direct strikes in certain directions, basically, if it's going towards your neck. It's also to protect that joint as well from attacks that would pierce chainmail and whatnot. But, you know, shoulder pads, it's very rarely used by anyone besides maybe knights. I can't really think of any.
A few
other
types
group.
of gladiators used it, but
Well, the Romans used it aesthetically to denote ranks and stuff.
that's why I said gladiators. They actually used it in practical sense in some cases.
Yeah, maybe hardened leather then, but again, I get it. John's supposed to be the knight archetype, but he's also the knight archetype with a fucking half plate and some really shitty, you know, polygonal shoulder pads with no arm guards or neck guards or anything. So the strike that it blocks bounces off the shoulder pad and goes into his arm, or it bounces off the shoulder pad and goes into his neck.
Those aren't even shoulder pads. Those are arm guards.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Pretty much.
It doesn't matter. The point is,
Yeah.
They're not gonna work.
Yeah. Again, the half plate, again, I can sort of get. Because plate, obviously, when you're using it in its full capacity with everything else, and, you know, the chain, the gambeson, the padding. Well, no, when you're using it, well, even a half plate, when you're using it with everything else that goes with it, as I said, the chain, the gambeson, you know, the padding in it, it does a very good job of impact mitigation, right? So if your goal is I'm going to be in the front and I'm going to be hit a lot, impact mitigation on your chest, the biggest part of your body, good plan. I dig it. John did not do that either. He just wears a raw half plate, which never actually comes into play in the series. Ever.
Nope. Not once.
In fact, no one's any armor that anyone in this series has worn has never come into play at all, ever. The best
No, to be fair, Pyrrha's armor became noticeable when she got shot in the boobs. Because she didn't have any fucking armor there.
But Atin, how else would her audience know that she is female?
It's a good point. Never
Yeah,
could have guessed.
She could be trans, you know?
Get
We're
out.
not going there.
I just did.
I'm not.
And we're telling you we're not. Conversation over.
Anyway, so
Too bad.
he tightens the strap on his shoulder pad to somehow tourniquet his arm to prevent the Grim from possessing the rest of his body. And so then it stops at the leather strap, and it tried to struggle against it. And was it using his bloodstream to spread? That would clearly explain why it couldn't get through. His arm would have turned blue by now if it hadn't already turned black. Grim black. John let out a distressed whine as he saw the parasite struggling in his arm.
What the hell is a distressed whine?
I can't even make it.
One does not whine when distressed. One screams.
No, I've heard distressed whines before.
I mean,
If
I've
you've
heard
ever owned a
distressing
dog,
whiners. Okay,
No.
but a dog is not a human.
Some people
you
beg
just
to
no,
differ.
you just said you've never heard distressed whines. Clearly, you've never
You're right.
owned a
I should have
dog.
I should have been specifically clear. From a human.
No, I've heard it.
Yeah.
I've probably heard it a few times as well.
Tasty. Seconds passed, and it stopped fighting against the wall before him. John held his breath. Was it over? Suddenly, a screeching sound came out of his arm, and a circle with weird angles and an eye in its center appeared around his arm, rotating around it. What? It looked like a glyph, or a blood rune, or evil magic from video game. Pain swarmed him again tenfold as John screamed again and again and again, except he didn't hear himself scream. The edge of his vision slowly became black, and then he fainted. Crawling in my crawl.
Indeed.
Kid, wake up. Kid, wake up. Kid, wake up. You can't stay here. It's dangerous. Someone touched his arm. God, John yelled as he jumped out of sleep. Not the arm, no. He blinked, panting, breathing heavily as he noticed he wasn't suffering any pain. What? It was daytime. A woman was riding a wagon held by horses.
Really, held by horses. Impressive.
Damn.
That's some
Sneaky, I was unaware that
That-
horses were capable of such.
That's not-
that was some very impressive horses to hold a wagon.
Never mind the horses. I'm impressed at the fucking design of this wagon.
So is
not a
each
normal
wheel
wagon.
just replaced with a horse?
I think so. It's custom
Yes.
harnesses on a box.
It's It's time to turn the horsepower up on this wagon. Yeah, yeah.
Get the fuck out.
Wagon held by horses.
By the way, but point of order, these horses have some wicked strong legs.
It's got a 4-horse drive.
Can I kill him, Max?
You'll have to just mute him on your end or something.
Oh god.
No matter how I reconstruct this in my mind, it's an amusing image.
Yeah, it's really funny to
I was gonna
imagine.
say it's an endlessly entertaining image, no matter what you do.
To even make it work in the first place, you gotta like already imagine it sort of like a carnival ride where all the horses are connected by bars that like gear over each other. So when one horse turns, the rest of them are forced to turn as well.
See, I was just picturing like a palanquin held up by just horses.
Well, are we
Obviously,
talking
that's
like
ridiculous.
are we talking like horsemen who are like standing on their back legs and holding it up, or are we talking like it's just resting on their backs instead of a saddle?
No, we're talking like horsemen that are holding it up.
Okay, yeah. See, that's where
But let's
my
be clear,
mind.
I don't mean like half man, half horse. I just mean horses walking on their legs.
Yeah, full horse walking on their back legs. Yes, that is also what my mind immediately jumped to. I just, then tried to actually make it work.
Right. But see, my brain was like, nah, this is stupid. Let's just have fun.
This is
Was staring at him with scared eyes.
Game.
Release my husband. Eh? John finally noticed he was strangling a man.
What? I appear to be strangling a man.
What do you mean, release your husband? You're strangling him. What?
This is. To be fair to the author, I know what trope they're going for, but they're not doing a good job with it.
Okay, I do have to say, Parasite did have a funny moment early on. The author is probably going to replicate it at some point, maybe not in the first chapter, where the parasite is trying to get to know his new host. And obviously, alien space battleship, please make toast. Doesn't know what the fuck's going on. And so the guy, the main character, starts talking to a girl he likes. And the parasite is like, I detect an increase in hormones and sexual reproductive urges. Would you like me to assist? And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he turns the arm into a giant penis. And he's like, no! Get the fuck! He starts punching and he's like, stop! Stop!
This is not helping.
He's got it under the table and he's punching. He's like, turn back now!
This does not expand on.
I mean, actually, technically, it does.
I mean, it
Very
expanded
aggressively.
The arm dong, just not the other dong.
And that's a clip for the ages.
Horsepower, yes, thank you. C8, I appreciate that.
See, this is just reaffirming my idea that I was like, I should watch Parasite.
Honestly, I recommend reading the manga more than watching it. The anime was okay. Like overall, it's not a super interesting story to start with.
From what I saw of the anime, if you're watching the anime, it's to see it's to see it in motion.
Basically, yeah.
Like animation-wise, there's some fucking shit going on there that needs to be broken down frame by frame from little clips I've seen.
Yeah, it gets very fucky. Yes, I will. Yeah. John finally noticed he was struggling. I am sorry. He let go immediately, and the man coughed, taking large breaths as he recovered. Are you okay? I'm so sorry. I must have thought you were from last night. I'm fine. The man coughed again and glanced cautiously at him. You must have had quite the night to be so jumpy. Met a Grim. Yeah, well, yeah. Just a snake, really. He suddenly remembered everything that happened last night.
I think my favorite part about this is the implication to these human beings that John strangled a Grim to death.
Or killed one, but yeah, it's also possible, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, but does he have the sword?
No, the sword's gone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so that means the implication, he's not consciously aware of it, but the implication here is he strangled a man.
Wouldn't
Or a Grim, I mean.
Wouldn't the implication just be that he beat a Grim with his bare hands?
Yeah,
Possible.
I suppose, yeah, that's the implication there is I fought a Grim with my fists and won.
Anyway. His hand was normal. Even the hole was gone. Was it all a bad dream? Maybe it went away because the parasite didn't reach his brain? If so, did it die? I'm so sorry. John apologized again when he noticed the couple staring at him. I had a rough night and I think I passed out on the road. And now they just think you're a drunk.
Oh,
Well,
no,
I mean, they might think he's a little young for that one.
It might be like, oh, another stupid kid.
Doing
A
drugs.
pitiful excuse, but the farmer smiled. Come on then, young man. The man offered his hand, and John took it gratefully, stumbling a little after being pulled up. Wait a second. He walked to the back of his wagon and picked up something. Here, eat this. You'll feel better. He threw an apple at John. Oh, thank you. John smiled gratefully, only now realizing that he was hungry. John devoured the apple! Then he was offered another.
It's an apple! You can eat an apple in like 4 bites if you really want to.
Then he was offered another. He ate it again. It seemed the wagon was transporting a huge bag of apples. One
He
after
eats all
another.
the apples. Ha 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 ha. Can we move on now?
One after
Jeez.
another, he kept eating apples and he was still hungry. They're fucking apples! You should still be hungry after eating an apple. Like, Christ, the only thing that prevents me from eating like 30 apples in a row is the amount of time I have to waste on either cutting them up so not get juice everywhere, or fucking throwing them out and, you know, I have to take the trash out quickly because then the apple cores are going to start to rot and smell, and I'm lazy, alright?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. John scratched his hair and kept himself from asking for more. That's odd, I never ate so much before. They're fucking apples!
I'm just glad that Sneaky and I are on the same page. It's an apple, author.
He took out some line. I could pay you for that. Here, keep your money, kid. You need it more. The man grunted, waving it away. Traveling at your age? Where are you going? I'm heading to Vale. I want to enter Beacon
Where's
to
this
become a
stupid
huntsman.
kid going?
John smiled honestly. Huntsman, huh? He considered him carefully, looking him up and down. Well, you're not gonna leave... Well, we're not gonna leave you alone in the middle of nowhere. We can at least take you to the next village. You can sit in the back of the wagon. Are you sure? Thank you very much. You'll let my feet breathe a little, he grinned. Certainly, cheering. After sharing a laugh with the two farmers, John picked up Croquemores in his glove and...
Oh no, he does have the sword.
Yeah. See, what I'm curious about is that why didn't he do this in the first place? And so he's got money. Why didn't he just be like, yo, hey farmer, here's like 10 line, can I just ride with you to the next village? And then just do that like 3 times, and then he's in Vale.
I mean, you're right. It's dumb. Like, right, here's the thing, right? I could understand not wanting to do it out of his, like, home village or whatever, right? Like, oh, if I do this, everyone will know. Right?
Maybe. I mean, it's not like he was being subtle about it. He still has to have his scroll on him. You know, his parents' phone numbers would still be on record. You know, it's not like keeping it secret would ever really work. Like, you need a ridiculously convoluted, completely rom-com tier plot to excuse the idea that John would be able to keep it a secret from his family. Professor
You're
Ark!
right.
I mean, fucking hell, like, Christ. As far as we know, John's family fucking hates him. Because in all of 8 seasons, he's never talked to them.
Aside from Tara?
Aside from the time he just fucking dropped in onto one of his sisters as she was living on the frontier town. And was just like, yo, hey, here's my huntsman team. We're all looking for people from our old huntsman teams. Can we stay with you for a while? And she's just like, yeah, sure. Don't tell me anything about your life. I don't want to know.
I really
Actually,
don't want to
yeah,
know.
you know what? For an older sister, she was really chillax about her little brother showing up with a team of
2
hunters
teams.
in training.
2 teams of hunters in
Yeah,
training.
two teams of
And a
hunters in
drunk
training.
and a drunk old man
Yeah.
And a
who's
drunk old
also a
man.
huntsman.
Yeah.
And a random kid
And a fucking
that
child.
doesn't look like a huntsman.
Yeah. Just straight up fucking child, right?
Just, you kidnap this young farmer, and she's just
John,
like, "Oh yeah,
did you
sure."
kidnap
Like,
a young man again?
that she's either the best sister or the worst sister.
I would argue worse.
I would argue, honestly, I would argue worst because we don't get shown anything about how John like interacts with her at all when they first get there because we're too busy focusing on Team Ruby finding out they're lesbians. No, I worded that correctly. And so we just enter into the whole scene with the sister being totally chillax with like 8 people that John's traveling with for suspicious circumstances.
Crashing on her and her wife's house.
Just crashing at the house, yeah. And it's and like, look. So I'm not the best brother, and I will not make any claims ever to being anywhere close to a good brother, right? But if one of my siblings just showed up with 7 other people, say in this theory that I'm also well off, I have a significant other and a kid, and one of my siblings shows up at this house that can totally fit them all in it, just shows up with 7 other people and some drunk old guy that I don't know and some fucking kid. My reaction is gonna be, first off, what the fuck's going on, right? You're not taking a step into this house until I'm sure the FBI isn't about to crash through my fucking roof window.
Yep. Also, why the fuck haven't you written letters in the last 2 years, you little shit?
Also, yeah, that too. And then
No
when when the sibling goes like, "Oh yeah, you know, I joined Beacon as a huntsman, and these are all our old huntsman teams." After Beacon fell to all those Grimm, who was actually brought in by the White Fang and some crazy psycho bitch that killed my maybe girlfriend, and it's like, what? No, we're telling the parents now. Holy shit, this is beyond me.
Well, honestly, here's the thing. Knowing you as a person, I thought your first question would have been like, "Did you join a goddamn cult?"
Actually, my first question would have been, once I saw the child, would be, did you get picked up by a cult, and are they grooming this child for sex?
I would say, knowing Sneaky's family history, not a strictly speaking unreasonable question about the cult.
Followed quickly by, what kind of drugs are you guys trafficking?
Yeah, that's...
But it just, you have
Not
to be
great.
the worst fucking sibling in existence to just not even care about his life at all. And the only reason why I say she doesn't care about his life at all is because she just accepts whatever explanation he gives why he's showing up with 7 people, a child, and some drunk old guy.
And by the way, after having said nothing to them for literal years, right?
Well, yeah, that too. And on top of that, very minimal details shared between each other, because even John looked surprised learning some of the information she was sharing with Team Ruby about her and her significant other and child and job. Like,
True.
They apparently didn't talk at all.
Yeah.
I would say, you know what? The more we talk about this, actually, the more realistic it gets.
Ugh.
Like,
Hey,
she...
Sneaky,
Yeah.
can I pay you $5 to move the fuck on?
Yes.
I would say, that is and always remains a fiscal incentive.
Because seriously, I'm gonna fucking fall asleep if I don't do something else.
Very
But
well.
then pay the
Yeah.
fucking money. He
Then-
just said
then
yes.
pay us the money, you piece of shit.
Yeah, fucking give me more, dude. Jesus Christ.
But it's just,
It's not the greatest
like,
of writing.
look, I have a fucking terrible relationship with my family, and even my family still calls me once a month, right?
Yeah. we still don't fucking know if he ran away from home or not, do we? All we know is I forged transcripts and that's it. I still don't remember
I
if it
stole
was
the
ever...
family relic and forged transcripts to get into a huntsman school.
No, I don't even remember. I don't even remember if it was ever
Oh,
stated
very
that
well.
he stole the weapon and ran away from home. All I know is he forged
Sure.
transcripts. I don't remember. If he
Still,
ever put
I
the-
don't feel like John would have been able to walk out of that house. Oh, hey, here you go. Yeah, let's do this one. This one's for you, Arn.
Oh no.
Crimson
Oh,
Sword
God.
King.
Fate
even
Stay
know
Night
Campione.
Campione.
I don't fucking know Campione.
Didn't
Don't
we-
worry, no one does.
Didn't we touch
Okay, fair
this as well? This title sounds familiar.
I don't think we have.
I think we did
Archivist, do
something
your
with Fate.
job.
Hang on. Give me like 0.2 seconds. Nope.
Do we talk that
Link.
often? Yeah, we do.
Link hasn't been posted before in.
Okay, look,
Sure,
again,
so-
my family is really bad an example or bar to use because I'm fairly certain that there's a decent chunk of my family members that I could have my face plastered on the nightly news with a wanted photo, and if I showed up at their house, I'm decently certain that they wouldn't ask questions too much and just let me stay there for a couple nights. So like I said, my family is not the greatest of examples to use as a bar of measurement. But still, regardless of all that, despite the fact that we all fucking hate each other, and it's not just a me and my direct family thing, it's like my whole family has general contempt for my whole family.
Sounds about right.
Aye.
But we all get along and still bet money and poker and
I would just say, no, let's be clear. Your family doesn't get along. Your family tolerates each other's existence grudgingly.
with alcohol. Alcohol helps. Every family gathering has a lot of alcohol, and it's usually all gone by the end. So
here's my question: how much of an open bar does your family need? Like,
oh, straight shit, the last family gathering I went to, we probably had at least over 12 liters of alcohol.
H. Christ.
Now, that was just the shit that was actively open on the counter.
Not whatever they snuck in their hip flasks and drunk beforehand?
That did not count the 3 coolers of beers. That didn't count the wine being stored. That didn't. Yeah, that was just the straight hard alcohols that were on display, on the table. Even so, I have a good relationship with my family, and we only talk a couple times a year. What can I say, man? My family's fucking weird. Then. Anyway, so Crimson Sword King. His luck had always been bad, something he knows well. So when he went to Italy on a request, he knew something would happen, just not that he would become a king. Fantasy humor story. 1,000 favorites. 30k words. I come to you with another story, sort of. This is Crimson Sword King, a soft remake of Devilish God Slayer.
Hold on a minute! Those sound like very, very different.
Oh no. The basic
Wait.
premise and idea are the
I
same,
know.
but some details have changed. The main character is now going to be Shiro Emiya instead of Issei. It's still a harem story featuring
That's a hell of a change.
featuring High School DxD, Fate, Campione, Bakuto Masaki, and others. With that being said, on to the main event.
What the fuck is a Bakuto Masaki?
I don't know. Oh! They are apparently a person.
Oh, wait. I think
From what?
he meant something completely different from what you're thinking. Yeah. Ham story featuring DxD, Fate Campione, and Bakuto Masaki is probably his beta.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
this
that's a
person doesn't know
person.
what... This person doesn't want to fucking use English then, because that's not how you do objects in English.
Yeah.
That's like me being like, oh yeah, I've gone to many places like Rome, Paris, Maurice. Now it just sounds like I had sex with Maurice.
Yes. That is in fact how English works.
Indeed.
I would like to veto this. I paid for this sub. Let me use it.
I mean,
All right.
that's allowable under the rules.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
I personally just got scammed, dude. Honestly, I just got scammed.
Oh
What's something
God.
interesting and you give me fucking this?
Hi, ANCAP, man.
This breaks the NAP.
No, it
That-
doesn't.
that's-
You offered to pay more money when you could have done it for free. I don't know why you thought I would say no.
I would say, to be fair, Sneaky's a firm believer in caveat emptor.
I'll see you in private court, motherfucker.
I don't recognize your authority.
You will recognize the authority of bullets.
Oh God, this is oh wow. Oh God, this guy makes even worse stories. Let's read these. Oh wait, no, these are all his favorite stories. Oh no.
Quality time.
Oh God. Oh no. The bijou fruit. Oh.
Look how long it's been
What?
going.
No.
2006 to July 14th? Oh, 362 chapters? What the fuck?
I had the unfortunate thing of reading that when I began.
Oh
God. Wait, you read this,
boy.
right?
I read about a quarter of it at
Oh,
the
God.
time, some 5 years ago,
Oh God. You poor
and
soul.
it was literally just One Piece with Naruto characters added. There was nothing added to it.
Of course it was.
Oh God. AU crossover with One Piece. Part of a What If Naruto Was Raised By challenge. Monkey D. Luffy and his younger brother Fox D. Naruto. That is
Desert
not
fucking
how
God.
names work at all. If anything, it would be Monkey D. Luffy and his younger brother Fox D. Luffy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless their parents got divorced and decided to keep different children. But
Unless Naruto is adopted, at which
They
point...
are.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, but don't adopted children
Because
often take the name of their new
Luffy's
parent?
brother
God.
is Porcus D.A. and someone named Sabo.
Oh God!
Just
Naruto travel the East Blue to find a crew so Luffy can become king of pirates and Naruto become Hokage.
A Kage.
What?
Not the Hokage. You'll become a shadow.
It is stupid. Even by the
He
standards of
gets
this
the
thing.
bijou fruit. I want to fucking stab someone with the bijou. I want to go get my Snee dagger. BRB, getting my
God
Snee
damn
dagger.
you.
Oh, and there's 9 of them, by the way.
Oh,
God.
It's so fucking shit.
Oh, I hate it.
Yeah.
Save scumming. It's my character sheet. 1.5 years after getting returned to Earth against his will, Natsuki Subaru spontaneously combusts. A number of deaths later, he joins the Chaldea Security Organization and then dies some more. Save the world, Subaru. Beep beep. If you can manage that, then maybe, just maybe, you'll find a way back to that other world of yours.
Cease and fucking desist.
Thank you. I appreciate your contributions, Arn.
Just
I'm gonna need a
going
priest because this shit's gotta get exercised.
Yeah.
Foolish mortal. Your corpse
I'm
emperor
gonna
cannot help you.
exercise this the American way. Coxgun with religious intent.
Now there's a clip.
Yeah.
We worship guns here, motherfucker.
What else would we worship?
I ain't heard no
Freedom.
more fucking
Certainly not
Jesus.
presidents. God knows we have enough of those idiots.
I don't know why, but I suddenly want to see something like a Van Helsing update where he uses hollow point silver bullets with a bit of holy water in them, etched with crosses on it, firing a cult that's been blessed by at least 4 different priests.
Of 4
Of
different
di- of-
denominations.
Oh, yeah.
4 different denominations. And the Pope, just to be safe.
And the
big man
anti-pope.
himself.
No,
count-
I'm
the
sorry.
count-
Van Helsing just has a casual relationship with just like the Shah of Iran and the Pope, and he's just like, guys, I need you to re-up the blessings.
Guys, I need you to bless this as hard as you've ever blessed
Um,
anything
But
before.
why would the fucking
Gets
Shah of
called
Iran
in to
bless
deal with the
anything?
Chinese. He gets called in to deal with the Chinese members. Like, I thought you were a Christian. Actually, I'm multi-denominational. Thank you, asshole.
I'm multi-denominational.
I'm denominational of whoever's willing to bless this silver.
It's like that fucking oh my god, what's that one? It's I don't know what the source exactly, but it's like some Mexican Jewish vampire, and some guy's like and brandishes the cross at him. And he's like, "Ha! I am Jewish. I am immune
yeah.
to such things." And so the
Yeah,
guy
that one.
takes out a swastika.
That was
I
a fucking
feel like I
classic.
know what you're talking about. Because that sounds really familiar.
Yeah.
That sounds
yeah.
like that would have been like a Key and Peele skit, even.
I've
Yes,
seen it.
I found it. Here we
Or
go.
The 8-bit theater, the atheist cleric.
Oh yeah.
Here's this panel. I'm gonna zoom in and grab this little panel here. Bring this over for you guys to see. Because
Okay.
I actually recently backed Walmart, the Omnibus Edition, because I did get the physical copies of the first 2, but I missed the 3rd, 5th, and 2 spin-off series.
Of
So
course
I ended up I ended up missing it originally, but because I put myself on notification for it, they ended up doing a round 2 of the physical copies. So while I'm waiting for the physical copy, they also distributed the PDF of all of their comics. Walmart is a hilarious series. I cannot stop laughing when I'm reading it. For example, this scene.
Yeah, because look, that joke would have been a lot funnier if it started with oh my gosh, I can't think of his name. The guy who diddled somebody in the Oval Office.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah. Look, I try to forget his name so that I don't remember information.
He's right there, Atin. This man is Bill Clinton.
Yeah, I know. I try not to remember his name in case I remember information about their emails and get killed.
Right, of course.
Of course.
Understandable.
But honestly, the joke would have been a lot funnier if it started with Bill Clinton, and it's just like, what about these three? I had to retcon all of them. Because, let's be honest, each of them did a shit job.
Yes. Pre-crisis, I retconned him out. It's complicated. I just love the humor in the series.
Like, don't get me wrong, it is funny. It's just like, good job, guys. You have easily set yourself up for the racism calls.
Based.
To be fair, they make fun of everyone in this series. It is
Saying they don't, I'm just saying it's real easy fodder.
like literally in the next scene. In this whole story, Mike Pence is Midoriya, so he's teenager.
Oh, Jesus.
And so Trump grabs his hair and says, "I'm ripping some hair off my toupee. Here, eat this." And it's just a fucking fist of hair. And he's like, "Well, do I really have to eat this?" He's like, "Yes! It's part of the plot. It's required. It's the best way to transfer my power to you." And so, they're making fun of Trump the whole time while they're doing it too, so...
Of course.
It's just...
You can't not at this point.
Yeah, but my point being is that they weren't, targeting specifically just certain demographics of people. It's like, no, literally everyone is fair game in this story. Yeah, I see he really enjoys Parcassius. Oh, Jesus Christ. Boy. So anyway, Crimson Sword King. Let's, wait, that's right. Pedro said he wants me to,
Yeah,
Good
I
story.
also want you to not. As I'm sure
Fine.
reading more of this
Ah,
would
yes.
violate the NAP.
Here we go.
Or would make
Let's
me
go with
violate the NAP.
Mass Effect
There we go.
prototype.
That's the one you were looking for, Aaron.
Mass
Yeah,
Effect
I'm gonna-
prototype crossover.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
That wasn't what I wanted to copy and paste, but I'll leave it.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yes,
I
thank you,
suppose the-
Isley.
Amazing.
Of course, Isley found it.
Yeah, I was gonna find it myself, but I couldn't be fucked.
Speaking of which, has anyone found the small clip where the British guy says, "That's cool and all, but I have better things to do," and cocks a revolver?
Nope.
I
have
really-
looked for hours.
I feel like I've just been Berenstein Baird again. Like, that clip
Yeah.
exists in a different timeline that we will never reach again.
Same. Because I know it. I know exactly what you mean. I've seen it several times, and I have no fucking clue where it is.
It's just gone. And I can't find it.
Yeah,
Gone and never shall it return.
it was a great clip. Just, well, maybe he had other places to be. Oh, come on. That was funny, right?
Anyway, so
We're all pretty much dead to humor because of the show. You should know that.
this
Aaron.
is
Don't
Big
take-
True,
Nota. Big
trying,
Nota.
Big Mota.
Big
Big-
Nota.
big-
I
Big
need to
Nota.
be more drunk for this.
Same. I'm like
Yeah.
fucking 13 shots in, I don't even know anymore.
Just keep going. What happens if animals never evolved on Earth?
Nothing.
Mankind would be
I
pretty
guess.
much fucking dead.
Wait, what the fuck? No. Kerbal
What
Space
kind
Program
of
/ Spore crossover? No.
Yes, it's a spore crossover. Yes.
And
Oh!
KSP.
Oh no! Oh, I thought you were joking!
No. No.
Oh
What?
no! What kind of life would take its place? I'm so glad I have my camera off right now because I am just doing the
Sorry, what?
stupidest shit possible with my arms.
Oh, I just
What?
Summary.
Will the galaxy react to... What will the galaxy react to?
Yeah.
What?
Wait, the is this like a Galaxy Reacts video?
Yes. To a biologically strange version of humanity that blurs synthetic and organic life.
Wait, really?
What?
That's what you're going for?
What? Wait, what happens if animals never evolved, yet humans are somehow on Earth? What the fuck do we eat?
Plants?
Other Kerbals?
They fucking eat the Kerbals. Industrialized Kerbal farms. I support this
Industrialized
measure.
Kerbal farm. Yeah, you know what? Fuck the Kerbals. I'll eat them.
Yeah, same. Fuck it, dude. Green bastards.
No, Sneaky. Listen, I'm willing to bet there's an entire section of the internet out there that likes a part of what you just said. Don't encourage them.
Oh, I know. I know about it. And I wish I didn't.
Sneaky,
So-
if I can track a copy
The
of
The real
this
question
movie
is,
down, would you
who
watch
hurt
this?
you with that knowledge?
Oh, that's a fucking
Myself.
spicy question. Ooh, that is a spicy question.
What's a spicy question?
I can't say it on air, but that is a
Mm.
spicy question.
Post it on Discord then, you fucker.
It's on your Discord.
Wait.
The
Oh.
Riddler riddles.
Oh, Oh yeah, that one. Yeah. Thanks, Slav. Very cool.
I'm so glad I'm not on that server. There are times where my curiosity almost gets the better of me.
Oh, don't worry. It's not racist. Oh, not even racist, dude. It's actually not. Hang on.
No, I
can
mean just
post it.
just the shit I hear come out of that server is just like,
It's actually a lot better than you'd think.
oh, it probably is.
The,
There you go.
the
Min-
issue
min
is,
percent
we know
post.
just enough.
Yeah.
No, you actually don't. Honestly,
The Riddler
you only know
riddles.
a false image, a lie.
Honestly,
been-
it's better if you guys don't join the server. You'll probably be more
true.
irritated with me than
Yeah.
normal. And
True,
just
very
mute
true.
the whole
I
server.
don't think that's physically
Absolutely.
possible.
That is where you're wrong.
Yeah, yeah. You're absolutely wrong.
You are
right there.
very wrong on that.
See, I save all the shit that you guys asked me to tone down specifically for ARM server.
Yep. And we think it's great, honestly. I find it hilarious, at least.
So anyway, this is a sci-fi drama story where it's a first contact AU with the Kerbal Space Program, Spore, and Prototype with Cyberpunk. The main
Oh, yeah, that
characters,
can't go wrong.
the main characters are Tally, Shepard, Clone Shepard, and Alex Mercer.
Wait, Clone Shepherd, is that like a plot point?
In 3, yes.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
So-
I don't remember I played that game. I blocked a fair bit of it out of my memory, let's be clear. But I don't remember Clone Shepherd.
Citadel DLC, which is supposed to be the...
Oh, yeah, see, I never played it. I never paid them any fucking money for DLC.
Yeah, the Citadel DLC... No, I think that was released for free, but it was like a year and a half after the game was released. The Citadel DLC was specifically a contextualization of events. Basically, the community considers it the real ending of Mass Effect 3, and not whatever the fuck happened on Earth.
Okay.
You know, Shepard goes on...
Oh, wait, is that the one with, like, the goodbye party for Shepard or whatever?
Yes, basically.
Yeah, okay, again, I knew about that, I just never touched it. 'Cause I was
Premise
like,
is the goodbye party happens. You go out around, do things. You spend time doing events with each of your party members. And during these events, you get attacked by these troopers. Random mercenaries. And then at one point, it gets revealed that it's a clone of you doing this. Because they're angry that Cerberus just kind of vented them out the airlock when they were done using the clones. And so basically what was going on is that they would clone Shepard and then use like any good organs from those clones to speed up the healing process by transferring them to the real Shepard.
And then just yeet Shepard out the lock.
And then eating Shepards out the lock, yeah. Because they would usually turn out pretty bad and they would die pretty quickly. But, you know, because we're just going to ignore that part for the organs.
Okay, so all I can think about now is just a Cerberus, like, Black Ops medical ship drifting through the void, and just, like, once every 30 seconds, just another Shepard drifts out the lock.
But, yeah, so this Shepard didn't die because of the attack on the station. They were able to prevent themselves from being yeeted, and they survived the station by, you know, hitchhiking with some scavengers or something. And
Who somehow didn't recognize Commander Shepard.
I think he killed them all or something. I don't know, man. Basically, he's evil and shit. Because he wants to kill Shepard because he was used and he doesn't like it, or she doesn't like it. If you bring Miranda along with you for these missions, it's fucking hilarious. Because there's just moments where Shepard just turns to Miranda and is like, "What the fuck, Miranda?" Because she was in charge of the project. She's just like, you know, honestly, I never thought it would get to this point. I thought they would all die.
In my defense, I thought all of them would die. Miranda, that is not a defense.
It's a Cerberus defense. This sounds like a fan fiction plot. It was not written by the original team. So it is effectively a fan fiction plot. But it's also better than the stuff written by the original team. Because the original team apparently committed suicide ritually and decided that the ending was going to be the same ending, but one cupcake had blue frosting, one had red, and one had green. Which, by the way,
we ran out of budget. How do we end this game?
Fucking hilarious prank. Did you guys ever hear about that? Then the cupcake incident. So, in response to the red, blue, green endings, BioWare, Montreal, I believe it was. Whatever BioWare was mainly developing the single player of Mass Effect, received several hundred cupcakes, like the really shit ones too, with red, blue, and green frosting.
Oh. Oof.
Justice.
Yeah, no, didn't they promise like a dozen or so unique endings for Mass Effect 3?
Yes.
Yeah. I remember there was people trying to defend the 3 endings, and it's like...
The unique part of the endings were the piecemeal events where, like, if you gathered this much fleet power and talked to Tally and had the Paragon interrupt and then the Renegade interrupt and then the Paragon interrupt, Legion doesn't die. That was a unique ending. That's what they counted as a unique ending. Like each little plot thread of one person dying or not dying was a unique ending.
That's not how it works.
Yeah.
It is when you ain't got no money.
Everyone is aware of that. But yeah, no, it was a fucking shit show. But the trolling that BioWare received in response was hilarious.
And then Andromeda happened.
I'm sorry, my face is tired. I can't emote right now.
Oh my, that was like I know there were so many problems with that entire game, right? There was just so many things wrong with that entire game. But I was like, this is why people are mad. Because somebody said, yeah, put that in. That'll do.
And it was the worst part about it is that it was forced, quote unquote diversity too, because that character is trans in this story. And you don't find this out over talking with them for an extended period of time or anything. No. They literally, in the first 5 minutes of the game, come up to you and go, "Hello, I am trans." And it's just like, what?
I paid so little attention to that game, which, bear in mind, let me be clear. I did not pay money for that game.
Yes.
The video store I worked at closed, and that game was so unrented, I convinced the guy who was closing the store to give me $5 to take it.
Give me. He was literally paid to take the game.
Wow.
Damn.
Good job.
That's actually impressive.
How?
I gained $5 for agreeing to take this game.
Good fucking job. That's impressive.
That is some GameStop tier transaction.
Well,
Hello,
I said-
GameStop. I would like to
privilege of
give you
giving
this
us
game. Yes, pay us $5 and we'll take your game.
Yeah, exactly. Oh
No,
yes, you want to trade in
because
small
what I said
games?
to him was, I was like,
Cool,
no one's
pay us.
rented that. I was gonna say, I was like, I bet you if you call every other store in the area, that game won't have moved in a year. He called 5 stores, hadn't moved in a year. I was like,
Ooh.
you can't even
Ooh.
liquidate that for money. He's like,
Ooh.
yeah, but I have to get rid of everything. I was like, give me $5 and it goes away. He's like, you know what? Get out.
Here's your $5. Here's the disc. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a power move and a half.
But yeah, so I got that game. I was literally paid to take that game, and I still have it somewhere in my house. Completely
like a
unused,
pest.
of course. Yeah,
You don't
it's
know where it
it's
is.
somewhere in a drawer, locked away, where no one will ever find it. Thank God. You know,
Except-
someday when I have children and they misbehave, I'll force them to play it.
Oh
Um,
no.
They'll
Psychological
just be
torture.
complaining about you
No,
making them
I-
play
so-
the shitty PS4.
Some of the I actually
horrible pad.
watched a Mass Effect Andromeda
Yeah, sorry, but anyway, my point is,
compilation.
I got that game for free. I was paid to take that game,
Yeah.
and I made it. I want to say 2 hours in.
Ooh. Isn't it like a 40-hour game?
Yeah, no, but like that's what I'm saying. Like I made it 2 hours in, and there were bugs, and there were load times. And now, granted, I was playing it on the PS4, but I was playing it on the PS4 Pro,
Right.
and I told it perform it. I told it game performance over frame rate,
Right.
or I'm sorry, frame rate over game looks. Right, like
Right. Yeah.
don't up-res this. And I still had texture pops. I still had load-ins.
Mhm.
I still had things where I would get stuck on invisible people in the hallway, and then they would pop in 3 seconds later, and I'd be like, oh, that's why I can't go through here, because this is a triangle of people standing in the hallway talking.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I watched a compilation of bugs on day one in the game, and there was some wild shit in there. Like, if you went backwards down the stairs and then quickly sprinted up them, your legs would bug out and turn into crab legs, where they would both snap to your left and right and proceed to, like, pick up and down to chest level to go up and down stairs.
Yeah, no, I was able to replicate that on the first set of stairs, the very first set of stairs.
And it's just like, oh god, I'm fucking horrified by this. But no, I specifically really enjoy reading a very select number of Mass Effect fanfics, specifically ones that go completely fucky with the Mass Effect 2 starter. Because
Oh, by the way, I'm so sad the orc one died.
the orc. Oh, the Mass Effect orc one. Yes, yeah. Here we go, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. It was bound to happen. But the ones that get really fucky with Mass Effect 2, because something that jumped out to me immediately was that you when you imported a character from Mass Effect 1, could still reselect their class. So say your guy is an engineer in Mass Effect 1. His whole life he's been an engineer. He never had any sort of adept Mass Effect powers. Didn't able to control that element 0 with his brain or anything, right? And then he just wakes up after dying, and suddenly when he points his finger forward, a bolt of warp shoots out. Right? I just found that idea hilarious. I saw one really good one where the cloning didn't quite pan out, and so they just kind of uploaded his mind, Ghost in a Shell style, to a Ymir mech.
Into a what?
A Ymir mech. You know those giant mechs?
Yeah.
The big fat ones from Mass Effect 2? Yeah. Because the small ones are Loki mechs. He gets uploaded to a Ymir mech and just goes through the entirety of Mass Effect 2 as a Ymir mech, and everyone's shitting bricks because how he recruits Garrus is he uses thrusters and the fact that he doesn't need to breathe to breach the outer layer of the mining facility.
Oh god.
And fucking Titanfall drop onto the gunship, pinning Garrus down.
Thonk.
And he's just like, hello, Garrus.
Hello,
Come with
Garrus.
me if you wish to live. Oh god,
If you can find that,
dead.
could you please link that, because that seems like it would be glorious.
Unfortunately, that's where the story stopped updating.
God damn it.
Yeah, it's dead, but it was hilarious for when it was alive. It was good. Other shit I've seen is using the clone shepherd. The clone is the opposite sex, and Shepard's just reaction to that is just like, "What the fuck, Miranda? What were you doing?" What game was it? Mass Effect?
Is this a trick question?
Mass Effect 3? The game we've been talking about?
Ass Defect 3. The shitting.
Metazoans, or animals as understood by us.
Oh, Pedro, the $5 one was Mass
That was
Effect.
Oh, that was
Andromeda.
Andromeda.
Yeah.
But we only said that like 9 times. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It's he already fucks up with the narrative here, and where he's now referring to us, the readers. Never refer to the readers in the narrative.
The only time you should be referring to the reader is if you are already in a meta
Story
capacity, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, the fourth
like,
wall.
for instance, your guy's Dark Souls story. Your narrator is a sentient, aware individual. He is already meta aware, so he can refer to the readers without it causing a problem. If for whatever reason it's like I think it's a Bard's Tale. Yeah, a Bard's Tale where it's the dude who went on all the adventures retelling all the adventures. Right? He's allowed to say things like dear listener, dear reader, or the Caiaphas Cain books, because Amberly Vale is curating Caiaphas Cain's meandering ass memoirs. So she will speak to the readers because she isn't speaking to us, the readers. She's speaking to whatever goons in the Inquisition are reading it.
Scriblog 398.
No, actually, it's great because she indicates that all of these memoirs were written by Caiaphas Cain when he was a maudlin drunk teaching Commissar cadets.
Good.
And despairing over the fact that 98% of them were going to get shot by friendly fire the second they were deployed.
Good. Great. Fantastic. I love it.
Like, there's just so many comments in there where he's like, I have tried to teach these kids that it is way better to make them think you care about them, because then they will take a bullet for you and you save ammo. Like, honestly, if you've read any of them, like, if you want some 40k that stays completely in the vein of 40k while still having lots of humor, Caiaphas Cain is the way to go, because in a perfect encapsulation of the nothing good is allowed to happen in 40k, Caiaphas Cain is a hero of the Imperium because he is a dirty, filthy coward.
Caiaphas Cain, still not dead yet. Tales of his death greatly exaggerated.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, why do you keep doing heroic things? Caiaphas Cain is the epitome of, I'm too deep in this lie now.
I can't not do this shit! Fuck!
Because for as much trouble as it's gotten me into, it's gotten me out of a lot, too!
Oh, God.
Space Marines... Do you know what I have for respect for Space Marines?
So the author starts off with an author's note that isn't an author's note, but it's a narrative author's note, as if the story hadn't taken place yet, but it was an author's note, but it's an author's note in the story.
What?
What I'm trying to say is that the author is acting like he is explaining something to the reader as if the story is a book they picked up, rather than a narrative.
So the author is brain dead.
Yes.
Cool.
Basically, it's a pre-word. Except also part of the story.
A forward? Is that what I mean?
Something. I don't know, man.
That's the term. I think.
Nah.
Why does the drunk Norwegian know more about English than you?
Oh, well, you see, it's actually really easy. So when you get drunk, right, you forget things. But see, since he knows 2 languages, he gets another language to fall back on to forget first.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I only have 1 language to forget.
I mean, technically, I have 2.5, almost 3. So I can, like, forget
Danish
my
doesn't count as a language.
German, you dumb fuck.
Oh, okay.
But I can understand Danish, and I wish I couldn't. Because holy fucking shit. That's some grade A garbage right there. Ugh.
Anyway.
Genuinely disgusting.
So, metazoans, or animals as understood by us, are the simplest of all eukaryotes in terms of genetics and metabolism, originating from the primitive and simple Orphithionot choanoflagates.
Flagellate.
I'll flagellate you.
No, you won't. Also, I like how it's a fucking office not. Like, yes, DXD reference. Anyone? No?
Get out.
I want to die.
We can assist you with that.
No, you can't.
Only being successful due to the accidental gift of multicellularity.
Stop American assistance.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yes.
This person legitimately believes that eukaryotes were successful only because they got lucky with being multicellular.
The author is wrong. But yeah, look, I know you're all too poor to come over here. That's a scientific fact. I am very well aware.
That's where you're wrong. I could afford to come over there. If I'd bothered to get a passport.
Yeah, that's your problem.
See, I've checked flights. I can afford to go there. I just don't have a passport, and I'm pretty sure your country won't let me in anyway because I'm from a country that doesn't know what the fuck a goddamn pandemic is.
It's not even a pandemic anymore.
I mean, we kind of don't even care.
The infection to death rates actually don't qualify it as a pandemic anymore.
True.
And we kind of don't.
However, it could easily become a pandemic again if people continue to be stupid.
Look, like on a national basis, we don't care. No one cares about masks. The fucking restrictions are all gone. Travel's opening up again, so like, kinda don't care honestly.
Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah.
On the other hand, binots, or specifically large complex supergroups known as SAR, or stramiophile heraconauts of aviolates. I know all of these words individually. I'm not quite sure what they mean when paired together.
Are you sure you do?
Well, I know aviolates are a specific cell formation.
Oh,
Yeah.
901.
You know, I don't think biology is
How
your
about
thing,
that?
Sneaky.
It's not. I took macro chemical organic chemistry. That's what it was. Macro organic chemistry. So I got a quick rundown of biology, and all I remembered was the body's immune system is fucking hilariously terrifying.
Yeah,
That is true.
true.
Oh yeah, infection detected. Alright, so how does the body respond to this? Well, some white blood cells are gonna suicide together and form a giant mech, and that's gonna squeeze through the cell walls. I'm not even making this shit up!
He's not! Tennoheka. Banzai.
And then they're just gonna fucking start slurping up everything around them. It's like, what the fuck?
Truly, the human body is so wondrous.
And
truly.
then when it finds something that it didn't identify previously, it parades its severed corpse around like a goddamn child with a dead rat in their hand. It's like, guys, look what I found! Look what I found! Let me swing it around so everyone can see it!
Power move, honestly. Flex on bacteria.
And it's just like, holy fucking shit, body. And then you got the hunter-killer cells who go around with like, cell, you look suspicious. Here's a gun, commit suicide. And the cell's like, got it, boss. Bang!
Well, I wouldn't really call that a hunter-killer. I would call that more like a convincing statement.
Stasi. They are literally the Stasi.
Yeah.
Just... their job is to go around the body and be like, cell, you're out of your formation, kill yourself, and the cell just does it. It's like, what the fuck?
Your shirt collar isn't straight! Kill yourself! Yes, sir!
It's just like, what in the unholy... And it's not even like the cell just dies or something. No, it's a special... series of proteins and chemicals that are formed inside the cell to both digest the cell. It explodes its digestive system and then sets off a chemical chain reaction to explode the cell, rendering everything inside the cell basically useless.
Power move.
And it's just like, what the fuck? I'm like, holy shit! The body's fucking insane.
Yeah. Anyway, aren't we like overtime?
We are, which means it's time.
It's Friday, so I don't care.
Yeah, but the rest of us don't want to be here.
Yeah, well, fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, we can fix that. There we go. Yeah, he did say he didn't want to be here.
Oh, he's back. I guess he wanted to be here after all.
Yeah, imagine that. He wanted to be here.
Alright, so, anyway, so blah blah blah. What if instead these other cells were the most complex of all cells? What will happen if instead of the simplest cells losing to the complex of cells?
Wait, hang on.
Look, there's a reason why simple works, okay? Simple works because it requires the least amount of energy to work, right? And it's all about energy throughput, okay? So, technically speaking, amino acids replicating themselves is the simplest thing possible. However, the throughput is better if they form chains and turn into proteins. and the proteins start replicating each other. Except it works even better and more efficiently if it's managed into a compact case to save the proteins to prevent them from being degraded by outside forces. This is known as a virus. It also works really well if it's compacted into a film-like substance filled with nutrients and whatnot, so that the proteins inside can better transport themselves around, acquire food, and keep themselves stable and easier to replicate, because they don't have to worry about other things interfering with the replication anymore. They can just replicate inside the cell and then split in half and turn into two cells. It works even better when multiple cells work together to gain food, because then now you can have one cell doing one task and another cell doing another task, where previously they had to split their time doing those tasks, etc., 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 moving on. The reasons why iterations of life operate the way they do is because it just ended up working better and more successfully for either the environment at the time or just overall. If being a virus was the most effective form of life, no other life would have really ever evolved. You know, but there was niches that viruses simply couldn't fill. There was areas that viruses simply couldn't fill, and so inevitably, eventually, something went through enough mutation that it could enter that niche the virus couldn't, and filled it. So, anyway, the premise is dumb as hell. Okay, what I'm trying to say here is the premise is stupid as hell. The way evolution happened is because it was the most convenient at the time, at the place, with the resources present. How would a more complex cell supergroup work, becoming the dominant life form evolution chain? I don't know. Would it really change? Would it in the end really change? We couldn't say, because we don't know. As you said, the metazoans, simplest of eukaryotic cells, were the ones that succeeded in creating multicellular life. And we have yet to see, in the millions of other years that have passed since multicellular organisms started being a thing, we have yet to see anything be derived from anything else besides metazoans. So, I don't know. Is it possible for these cellular supergroups to eventually advance to advanced life? Maybe. Maybe not. Trying to ponder that and use that as an excuse as to why fucking Kerbals exist. Personally, I feel as dumb as hell. Trying to use biology to explain why Kerbals exist. To explain why, what the fuck else are we crossing over? Spore exists. I feel as dumb as hell. Why? You didn't need it.
Like, you can quite clearly see from both Spore and Kerbal, like, these are multicellular organisms. Kerbals might be a really weird, messed up version of humanity, but they are functionally mammals.
They're the fucking furtive pygmies.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong, but the point is, they are, on some capacity, a multicellular mammalian organism.
Wait, hold on a second. What the fuck is this bullshit? 700 million years pre-Mass Effect. Okay,
Listen.
that's where we're starting this timeline. This is apparently the chapter 1 already is a timeline, and everyone here knows how much I fucking despise timelines in chapter 1.
Ugh.
Like if you have to explain your story with a timeline, I don't think it is a fan fiction anymore. It is just a fictional story that happens to be using fandom characteristics to promote itself.
Yeah. When you
It's
do
essentially
complete
just a
rewrites to this
masquerade.
degree, just make your
Literally
own book.
700 million years before canon starts. Ah, gee, I wonder what could change.
I wonder, indeed. Nothing? Everything?
Everything?
Yeah.
Fl-
fuck.
dinoflagellates gained
Oh, no.
from a
We have game
bacteria.
diversity. Fuck.
What the fuck are we listening to? What's going?
Pain.
We're talking about macrobiology and how this author believes that a certain subspecies of supergroup multicellular organisms that never advanced out of the cellular age could somehow explain the existence of both Spore and Kerbal in the events of Mass Effect.
Fucking kill me.
Sure, why not?
Just end it now.
Yeah.
What a
sure.
fucking nerd! What a shitty fucking nerd! Fucking kill yourself in a video game if you think you need to go through this much fucking justification for your shitty fucking fanfic. Just be a normal fag and do this shit like everybody else! Write it in a way that just explains everything fine. Just be normal. Just be a normal fucking fanfic writer and explain away that shit easy. You don't have to go into that much detail. How fucking sad is your life if you need to sit there and plot that shit out?
Well, the thing is, it's just like, it's so easy too. Just be like, oh yeah, humanity, they found another planet, another solar system they were looking at, and Kerbal Space was there. Just, alright, now Kerbal Space is in Mass Effect.
Real men do really be on Mars, though.
It's just
Fucking kill me.
baffling. Utterly baffling. Anyway, so, for some reason, a flagellate was able to gain DNA from a bacteria, and now they all excrete toxins.
What?
Yeah.
I see.
And it genocided another cell group known as choanoflagellates, which would have been the ancestors of all known mammals. This
But why does this
toxin
matter?
bound itself to a lipid on animal cell membranes, causing it to die. This product was not biodegradable by the primitive life of Precambrian Earth.
Alright, I just got off work. This is way too much shit for me. I'm out, boys.
Oh no, you don't
I'ma
get
go.
back in here.
No, I'm out.
You're not allowed to leave.
He's already left.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Oh,
yeah,
well.
Rip.
never see him again.
Looking
But
forward
yeah.
to the day Discord adds a force into voice chat function for mods.
Fourth,
That'll get a lot of
a
that'll get a
gun,
lot of abuse on this
a
server.
gun pops out of the computer, points it at you until you re-enter voice chat.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. No, I just wanted to explain. I'm going to go spend time with my 9-year-old.
Oh
So,
yeah, that you
oh,
keep
in
locked
the
in your
basement.
basement.
yeah,
Yes!
that one.
Arn!
Finally. Going down to the basement, have a good time with a 9-year-old. Hell yeah.
We both just fucking said it at the same time.
Of course. I mean, why wouldn't we? It's a
Yeah,
good
'cause
meme.
you have no sense of propriety. You just have to go there.
Of
Pieces
course.
of shit.
Yes, of course,
I
obviously.
might need an actual investigation on these two now that you point that out.
Alright, I'm out, boys. I'm gonna go hang out.
Yeah, go hang yourself in Minecraft or something.
Right, so anyway, this author
yeah,
completely
yeah, yeah.
butchers both timelines and how cells operated, and proceeds to just bullshit biology in a very boring way to
I
explain
sense
why
bullshitium in this fic.
Spore ended up creating Kerbal space animals Yeah, I'm not even kidding about that. They still call themselves humans too, even though they are sentient slime molds that can shapeshift. I'm not even kidding about this.
This entire
And-
chapter's
Just lie in my bed for a bit.
Eon by Eon rewrite.
Yeah, and then the first forms of technology developed by humans are a programmable macromolecule synthesizer in their cytoplasm that provides molecules of the desired shape and function in the form of RNA data storage. It's
What?
dubbed the omnisome. Yeah, so basically what the author is trying to say is that in the year 25,000 BC, slime mold shape-shifting humans evolved the ability to have 3D printers inside their DNA to print out any molecule they want.
Hmm.
Well, here's the thing. I
I
could accept
see
that
several problems
if
with
they
that.
still have to scale up to the point of being intelligent.
Oh no, they're just
No,
intelligent.
there's a lot of fucking problems with that.
They're just
there's
already
a-
intelligent, man.
Way too many problems with that.
They were intelligent back in 50k BC. They just were.
It's mold.
Yeah, but you see, it's mold that breathes air. Yeah. So then for some reason, he proceeds to do a mid-chapter codex entry about humans.
You know, the point of the codex was to give supplemental lore without interrupting the natural flow and narrative of the gameplay for the players who wanted to read the extra lore, but for the ones who didn't give a shit, it didn't get in the way.
So basically, the codex proceeds to explain.
No, look, I'm sorry. I'm so mad about this because I've never seen someone so phenomenally miss the point.
I know. So the codex proceeds to explain that the human slime molds proceeded to create a series of technologies that interfaced with the slime mold architecture that created thousands of 180 by 180 pixel camera frames and used the super intelligence of the slime mold architecture to process terabytes of data simultaneously and to make up for the fact that they were a slime mold. So basically they made mech suits, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. They made mech suits with a shit ton of cameras on it. They operated by touching all the little fibers. The human tactile system can control individual atoms. Okay. Sure. Guys, this is my OC race, don't steal. They can control atoms with their feelers. Because they are a slime mold.
I don't think you gotta worry about nobody stealing this OC. Now, if you excuse me, I have to go rip off Bonnick the Hedgehog for my
indeed.
fanfiction.
Blah 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 blah. Blah blah. Yes. The humans began to rip apart other species and synthesize their DNA into their DNA using forms of cellular nanotechnology.
Fuck.
In the year 7,000 BC. Let's see. Humans live near the Mesopotamia learn that by consuming plant cells, by cutting the individual cell laws allows them to acquire a horizontal gene transfer from a Streptomyces spp bacterium. Genetic drift separated the human race into 3 different species. They're fucking slime molds. The 3 species decide to call themselves by their outward color appearance: white light, red light, and black light.
Cease.
Oh, so that's how we get prototype. Okay. Increase in rainfall, flash floods, many terrestrial human colonies flushed off land. Human organisms were not killed because they can tolerate aquatic environments. Humans re-entered oceanic habitats to acquire plastids derived from diatoms, enabling many of them to make natural products derived from plants, including chlorophyll and luciferin. These aquatic cultures branded themselves Atlanteans. Oh yes, the slime molds that proceeded to eat everything branded themselves Atlantean. Indeed. Bioluminescence was adopted through horizontal gene transfer through all humans. Oh, by the way, this is another thing. So, apparently the slime molds discovered horizontal gene transfer, which means when one mutation proves beneficial for one slime mold, they can then connect to another slime mold and give them that DNA code. To then that slime mold is then able to take that DNA code and replace all of their DNA with that new DNA.
That sounds like cheating.
Slime molds can do that. I believe.
Of course.
Actual slime molds can do that. Because they, like, remember shit. Like, they'll leave tiny little traces of themselves and paths that they've taken, so they can, like, in case of emergency, re-go to that path again and be like, oh yes, I remember that there was blank around this corner, and then blank left, blank right, and then food was there.
Yeah. I'm not even surprised, because, again, plants just cheat with quantum physics.
They really do. And
so-
then if 2 slime molds meet, the slime mold that discovered, like, food in this maze, if that slime mold is then introduced to another slime mold, which then gets put into that maze, that slime mold will remember the maze. Fucking plants, man.
Yeah. Plants are kind of whack, not gonna lie.
Fucking quantum physics. Technically speaking, the amount of chlorophyll found within a plant cell is not physically capable of being inside the cell. Fuck you, plants! Fucking
Fuck plants, honestly.
quantum physic plants.
Motherfuckers. Thinking they can just sit there, eat chlorophyll all day, eat sunlight. Motherfuckers should be useful for society. Lazy cunts.
Joke's on them, we consume them in large numbers.
Yeah, but like, hello? Who the fuck eats plant, honestly? What are you, fucking pussy?
Potatoes, man. I will beat you to death with one.
Fucking, I'll beat you to death with a fucking steak, dude. I don't care.
You can't make alcohol out of a steak.
Try me.
No, I won't.
will
I know
find a
you
way.
can't. Do it. Do it.
Do it and
I-
report back to the
I will
committee.
commit science.
Do it.
Motherfucker.
Oh no,
will
that's one of
make
the
a
most.
meat
Listen,
shake.
listen. The only thing more terrifying than a Norwegian saying "I will commit science" is a German saying "I will commit science."
German engineering.
Leave
No,
it to
more like
Germany.
German biology research.
Yeah.
Leave it to Germany to discover a way to commit alcohol. Yes.
Okay, so
Commit
Arn,
one ankle.
if you seriously want to consider doing this, you're gonna have to find some way to genetically engineer a type of meat that has carbs in it.
I will
So,
do it. I
Good
don't
luck
care.
with that. You're young. You're what,
fucking-
like
fuck
19?
yourself.
I'm sorry. I could just imagine 30 years from now we'll see a headline: Norwegian scientist invents alcoholic steak, and the headline will just be says, "Fuck you, Sneaky."
Fuck you. When asked for comment, fuck you, Sneaky.
Exactly. I will do it. I don't care.
No further. The scientist refused to explain this statement, saying that son of a bitch knows who he is.
Okay, well, my connection just dropped for a solid 10 seconds. I missed an
Norwegian
entire
scientist
bit. I'm sad.
awarded with Nobel Peace Prize for discovering a new form of alcohol. Meat.
Oh, yeah. But no, how old are you? You're, what, 19 at the oldest?
17.
Almost 19.
Almost 19.
Uh,
Yeah, you
yeah,
got
2 or 3
time.
months.
You get started now,
Yeah.
you'll be able to get on that in like what, 6 years?
Sure.
If
sure.
you're lazy about it.
Yeah, I'll get it done.
He's
Don't worry
starting
about
in
it.
information.
Look, dude,
Yeah.
just go on
Bob's fine.
Kickstarter and explain on Kickstarter that you're planning. You have this really cool plan to turn alcohol into alcohol into meat. That sounds like a good plan. Too. Look into that as well.
Yeah, sure. Reverse engineering. I'll do it.
Reverse engineer alcohol into meat and meat into alcohol, and
Yes.
make it 2 different Kickstarters too, so you get double the money.
Of course. Naturally. It's gonna be good. Don't worry about it.
So anyway, Atlanteans learn to talk with laser beams.
Oh,
Oh,
by
yeah.
the way, I just had, wait. Oh, Sneaky, I just realized something. The best part of that about that
Hmm.
meat, Sneaky,
Yeah.
it's self. Oh my God, I can't remember what the fuck. God damn it, brain! I had such a pithy quote, a pithy idea. It's self-marinating.
I suppose if you cook it, it also would be adding some flavor in there. I guess I don't know. Or is
Oh,
it the
would that be-
fucking meat on fire?
Yeah, I was gonna say you'd have to be
Oh,
like.
I mean, meat already
you-
technically flavors itself when you cook it.
I know,
so-
but you'd have to broil it. You definitely wouldn't want to do it over an exposed flame.
Hey, son, I bought some of them meats you like. I'm gonna cook them on the grill now. Okay, Dad. Oh, window!
Wait, Dad, no! Boom!
Boom!
Well, actually, no. It would be much more likely that the dad would close the grill, and then once the meat got sufficiently warm and started secreting alcohol, the grill would explode.
Or more than likely, it would be either a buildup on the inside of the meat because the rest of the alcohol would be burning off the outside of the meat, and so
True.
they'd be turning into pressurized explosive fireballs. As the outside of the meat's burning and it's charring up and cracking, while the inside of the meat continues to build up pressure as it gets converted into more alcohol.
I'm sorry. I just imagine, like 6 minutes into, you're like 6 minutes in, you're getting ready to pull your nice rare steak off. The fucking top of your grill just explodes into the ether. Boom! Oh, that was the alcohol meat.
Oh.
Whoops.
That just set me back 7 months.
Instead of going bad, it just breaks down into alcohol. So he's like, just, right, I haven't cooked that meat yet. Pull out the container. It's sloshing around. It's only alcohol. It's like, damn.
Well, it would be a shame to waste it.
Oh, I'll just put it into my alcohol to meat combinator.
Alcohol.
Or just drink it, I mean. But okay, fine.
Just
Hold
recombine
on,
it into
guys.
meat.
Well, no, I mean, here's the thing. Theoretically, if it broke down into a liquid, since we're creating a meat that contains carbs, it would still technically be a drinkable meal.
Yes, it would be.
Sure.
Alcoholic meat shake?
Look,
Hmm.
and that's where the meat recombinator comes in.
No. See, that's where you set yourself up, right? You develop this technology, and then you set yourself up as the world's most amazing breakfast food stand.
Genius. I mean,
Oh,
could
God.
also be like fucking drinking food. Like when you're getting smashed, you can eat food that also makes you more smashed. That's a big brain move.
So, apparently, using laser beams, The slime molds proceeded to invent TCP/IP and Bluetooth.
Ah, yes. As you do, of
In
course.
0 AD.
Naturally.
So,
Jesus Christ.
naturally, when Slime Christ was born and then killed by Slime Romans, that's when they switched the calendar over.
By the way, that's still my favorite thing about how we measured time for the law. So, why did we measure time this way? Well, one religion got real popular, and so they decided the calendar revolved around when their specific deity died.
No, to be fair, everyone else had different calendars as well, and it was basically impossible to cross-culturally.
Still do,
yes.
honestly.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
different one.
that was probably the most valuable thing Christianity did. Was like, you are all using this calendar. Fucking deal with it.
I mean, that's more globalism than anything, honestly.
I mean, honestly, I'm not too unhappy with that because universal standards of time, I'm okay with.
Sure.
Well, I mean, I'd prefer there being no standards of time, since the human perception of time is, as we all know, wrong, flawed, and bullshit.
But we'd still have to make standards based on that so we can all share the same flawed, incorrect standard of time.
Yeah, it's like, it's best, like, instead of being, like, 7 billion different time standards.
If we just ignored, if I was allowed to just ignore time, my loan would never be due.
No, it'd be due instantly.
Why you shouldn't. Yeah, that.
But see, I say it's not, and they say it is, but since time is an illusion...
Yeah, but see, because they're a because they're a bank and they can break your kneecaps, they say, whatever they say your loan is due, your loan is due.
Yeah, they're either gonna take the money from you directly or just, like, steal your liver or something while you sleep. They're like,
haha! Joke's on them. My liver's worthless.
Kidney then. Or both.
All of them?
A lung or two. Don't need all of them. Your heart? It's worth a bit.
Couple
bucks.
Oh yes, of course. In 1000 AD, the concept of the atom was proposed by red light scientists. Yeah, of course. The concept of the atom was proposed by a species that had been manipulating atoms since before they were intelligent.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. It only took them 49,000 years between manipulating atoms individually with their flagellum to proposing that an atom exists.
Hey guys, you know that thing we've been touching for years? Maybe it exists.
Which, by the way, their entire sensory organ system is based on the idea of them manipulating individual atoms.
That's how that works.
And the sensory organ system is not one that it's organic. The sensory organ system these slime molds use is synthetic, created by the 3D printers found inside their cells. And it took them 49,000 years to suggest that the atom exists, even though they have technology based on it. Sure. And this, obviously, begins the historical event known as the Industrial Revolution. Yes, I forgot how nanotechnology revolutionized the industry. Yeah, in 1000 AD. Yeah, okay.
Of course. Naturally.
Yes. In 1500 AD, X-ray crystallography was invented by Atlanteans, allowing them to determine enzymes and biochemical reaction mechanisms locked away from poking it with their little flagellums. A major overhaul of the 3D printers found inside their DNA have been started, incorporating newfound discoveries regarding enzymatic reactions. Major metabolic pathways of much of Earth's biosphere have been completely recreated using nanotechnology, replacing fragile proteins with synthetic constructs extensively used by human culture to feed themselves. So they literally did the rat project. Okay, cool. So infinite food for everyone. Got it.
Yay.
They're already a single-celled organism. What do they need that much food for?
Making more.
Exactly.
I mean, I guess, but still.
The factory must grow. I mean, with the species must grow.
The factory must grow.
Yeah, that's, factorial. I was thinking of other things.
Right, so anyway, even though there's like 9 different species of human now that have all been cooperatively working together since before 200...
And not a single one of them ever thought, I could just take this idiot out.
Yeah, no, so for over 250,000 years, these 9 species have been working together to cover Earth and invent technologies together, except now, in the year 1880 AD, the land-based slime molds proceeded to create giant sheets of plastic to cover the ocean and starve the Atlanteans.
Power move, honestly.
And they did this why?
That's fucked up.
So they could expand their land. They manifested some fucking destiny, goddamn.
Hell yeah, dude.
We ran out of land
right.
to manifest destiny to. Time to create
Dude.
more land.
Sneaky.
I
Instead
like-
of seek the shining sea, it's across the shining sea.
Yeah.
What I'm most impressed with this author's breakdown of how this is how he thinks this would change things
Yeah.
is he's still calling them human, but as humans, we didn't expand into the ocean because the ocean's fucking terrifying. We started expanding up when we ran out of land.
Yeah.
Counterpoint, the Netherlands.
It's only
You people
the
don't
Netherlands.
Okay, no, the
completely-
Dutch,
even
no,
Dutch,
the
fuck
Dutch,
you.
no, the Dutch have a lot of problems. Okay, we're not,
Yeah,
we're not gonna get
true,
into
true.
how weird the Dutch are. They are some
But-
bizarre
the-
people.
For the
The
most
Dutch
part,
are in desperate need of some help.
yeah, but for the most part, when humanity runs out of actual land to build on, we start building up rather than out across water.
That's true.
We go
Unless
up,
you're
we go
Italy.
down,
Also,
we don't
like,
go
if
into
you're-
the deeps.
Also, you're not we have expansions out towards the ocean. We don't usually go past the continental shelf if we even get near it.
True.
So these motherfuckers are like, no, we'll just go across the entire oceans, even though our platforms would likely be capsized within days because oceans are.
No. See, Max, they make giant sheets of plastic that just cover the entire ocean.
This person is dumb.
Yes.
Yes. Indeed.
Also, can I just point out these motherfuckers figured out Wi-Fi before they figured out atoms.
Yes, they figured out how to make laser beams and Wi-Fi before they figured out what an atom was. Roughly 5,000 years before.
Yo, does that mean for the last like some odd million years, they've just been looking at atoms like blind religion,
Yes.
no thought whatsoever?
Yes.
Yes.
Possibly.
As the
do, but
you know what?
competition
Fuck all
grew
this.
more intense between the slime molds, the Atlanteans developed weapon lasers. Combining trillions of light organs, they managed to create lasers that cut holes in the polyethylene plastic constructs, causing them to sink en masse, drowning billions of slime molds.
And none of these idiots figured out metal.
No, you
No.
see, because they can just synthesize plastic, so why would they need to?
Okay, but metal's a naturally occurring organic compound, which surely, in their
Yeah.
manifesting of destiny, they'd have encountered and gone, wow!
Wait.
Yeah.
Did you say metal is organic or did you say inorganic?
No,
Because-
metal
No, I
can be
said naturally
synthesized.
occur. Like,
Metal can be naturally synthesized.
Yeah, but like, it's not organic, it's inorganic.
Yes,
By
but my
definition.
point
So is
is,
polyethylene.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, true, but-
polyethylene is inorganic. They're able
I'm
to
fairly
manipulate.
sure he said organic.
no, I said naturally occurring.
Yeah, but
He
you
said
said
naturally.
organic.
No one said organic except you.
I heard that. I swear to
Okay,
God, I
well,
heard
you're
it.
also drunk, so
Yeah, sorry, you. Fuck you.
yeah, but I'm used
Okay,
to it.
but the two sober people didn't hear
Gray,
that.
please
I'm
back
still
me up here,
here.
Gray. Gray, back me up. Come on, please.
I'm not
You heard him.
drunk.
Gray wishes he was drunk though, probably.
But anyway, so Blacklight wins because of numbers, even though that's the opposite of what they were like in the game they're based on.
Actually, wait. Why would they stop at polyethylene? There are way better plastics than that, I thought.
True.
Oh,
That's
yes,
also a
there
very
are.
valid point.
Like
But-
polyethylene is definitely fantastic.
Yes, but
I'm
Max,
pretty
you
there are
see
numbers
this
that they
this
can put that
author
are, like,
looked
3 times
up.
better.
Yeah, but Max, you see this author looked up plastics and just went with the first one they found. You know, this author is just looking up terms and words and it's just throwing them in and being like, yeah, you know, I read a wiki article on this, so that's all I need. Yeah, so the Atlanteans fired their laser guns at the giant sheets of plastic, making them sink, and the contents of the constructs were consumed. While the Blacklight wins by sheer numbers, the much more advanced photosynthetic systems of provided the land-dwelling human populations a nearly unending source of biomass and military forces. So the problem here is, so beyond all the retardation of this entire scenario, the problem here is that he already had 3 named species: the white light, red light, and black light. But then he had a 4th species, the Atlanteans, that broke out from those groupings into the water, way like thousands of years before this, right? But the problem is now that when they're fighting, he is referring to them by 3 different names: Oceanic, Atlantean, Land-dwelling, and Black, Red, White Light. So I don't know who is who, because apparently Blacklight's winning, even though like is Blacklight the one that made the giant sheets? No, the land-dwelling ones did. Who are the land-dwelling ones? We don't know. Who are the Atlanteans? We don't know. But Blacklight's winning. How are they winning? Oh, because of the more advanced photosynthetic systems provided by the land-dwelling ones. Wait, who are the land-dwelling ones then? Is that the Blacklight or not? Are they the Atlanteans? I don't know, because he gave them so many fucking nouns.
You stick to the name and then one identifier. That is how you work.
I just, holy shit, I can't even tell what is happening anymore, because he's given them so many titles and names that I'm not sure who he's referring to anymore. So anyway, Blacklight proceeds to create toxins, or maybe they don't create, maybe they're not the ones creating toxins. Someone's creating toxins that explodes eukaryotic cells that were synthesized by gigaton 3D printers and dumped into the oceans, causing the Atlanteans to explode, permanently poisoning the oceans. While the floating construct makers made a antitoxin to prevent themselves from dying to their own toxin, and the Atlanteans were genocided completely. All the Atlanteans are dead.
Oh no.
And they succumb to the unending attack by the toxins and demand a truce. Demand a truce. I don't think you can demand a truce when you've been genocided. If one group is genociding the other group, you really don't have any ground to say, I demand you stop killing me. Like, you're clearly failing the military, you're clearly failing in numbers, and you're clearly failing in resources. So unless you somehow pull out a we all die button and go, stop killing me or we all die, I don't know how you demand a truce from someone who's winning.
Yeah, well, no, it's not you, Sneaky. You're mixing the issue here. It's not that you can't demand a truce from someone who's winning, right? You can sue for peace when you're losing and be like, look, we'll give you all this stuff, just please.
No, but
let us keep a little bit.
Sue for peace is different from demanding a truce.
No, I'm sorry, but regardless of what you're doing, it's possible, even when you're losing completely, to ask for a ceasefire, to demand a truce. That changes fundamentally when the other guy's intent on ending your entire career.
Yeah. However, it was too late because the damage was too significant. Nearly 85% of all aquatic eukaryotes were lynched by the powerful toxins.
Wait, what?
Lice.
They were murdered.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand. I'm not gonna touch that one.
Most of seawater became unusable.
But here's the problem with that: 85%
No.
is not. Let's be very careful here. 85% does not count as genocide because that's still 15% of your population. If there were really millions of them,
no, hold on.
It's a failed genocide. You
What?
haven't killed them all. They've still got a sustainable population base.
No,
tell
I
that
understand
to the
the
Jews.
definition of genocide is
okay,
systemic.
hold on. Shut the fuck up, both of you. So, 85% of them are dead, and pretty much anything else that lives in the oceans is also dead. So get ready for this, guys, right? So everything in the oceans is pretty much completely wiped out. Only really thick or multicellular organisms could possibly survive these oceans now. Which makes no sense. Which makes no fucking sense, because the poison was supposed to kill the multicellular organisms. So anyway, the oceans...
Hey, maybe that's what, Sneaky, maybe that's why they're able to demand a truce. The other side was blitheringly stupid.
No, get ready for this. Because all of the seawater became unusable for non-human quote-unquote life, meaning slime mold, and will stay this way for the next 150 years, this is humanity's extinction event. However, the terrestrial humanity, which is the home of land-based civilization, won the war, were completely unaffected, untouched, and unaware of the Holocaust that happened in the oceans, and will eventually give birth to the united human civilization.
This is a 12-year-old thinking that they're the next Shakespeare.
Is this idiot somehow trying to imply accidental genocide?
Yes.
Whoops. I accidentally ate the juice.
Genocide is by definition deliberate. Literally by definition.
Well, just accident. Look, okay? I said a glass of juice, not gas is a juice.
Get the fuck out.
Wait, hold on. A glass of juice would require you turning the juice into ash and then making glass out of them? I'm pretty sure that's killing all of the Jews.
No, be fair, Sneaky. It could involve killing a much lesser number and serving them up in a glass.
I mean, who the fuck wants to drink ash? What the fuck?
You can drink the blood. It'd be
I was gonna say.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you turn him into ash, there's no blood left, Gray. Because that evaporates.
That's what I said, killing a far lesser number and serving them up in a glass.
Anyway,
the idea
we're just gonna...
You only have to kill enough people to fill a 12-ounce glass!
We're just gonna pretend that this story is just... doesn't exist. We're just gonna all forget this story exists. Yeah, this story didn't happen. This was the most... As far as timelines go, this was the most convoluted, beyond stupid timeline I have read in possibly forever. Like, this might be the dumbest timeline I have ever read. If only for the sole purpose of this guy trying to invent life that never occurred in any natural way. And then taking that to the extreme, where it somehow developed beyond human technology thousands of years earlier, near immediately too, and like just look, if these cell groups were so fucking successful, then why aren't they here?
Because they weren't.
Exactly.
Obviously.
Yeah, fucking Christ.
It's all a scam. It's a lie. Fuck the church. Here's 95 reasons why.
Indeed. Anyway, so we'll see you all on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Because unfortunately, despite all odds, there is
Despite
always
our best
more,
efforts.
and it always
And
gets
by
worse.
God,